Hello and welcome to Terrific Tuesday, Motivation and Momentum. This is Katy Hollands, an independent Mary Kay beauty consultant, and I am here to just share some real life with y'all today. So basically, something that I've been learning in my own life lately is where you are is not who you are. I think for so many of us, we tend to gauge who we are by where we are in our life. And for me personally, I've, struggled with depression or anxiety or being overweight or struggling as a homeschool mama, or there's just so many different things that I have used and I've looked at them and been like, well, that's who I am. But actually that's not. As daughters of the King, meaning God, we are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. We are the head, not the tail. And when God looks at us, he sees Jesus's perfection, and he's full of delight. This is something that I've had to remind myself of actually today. This past week, I've been working really hard to declutter and simplify my home. My goal was 1,000 items, and I just finished that today. And, it was crazy as I was looking at all the stuff piling up on my couch, and just kind of like, how did I have all this here? And then the relief of it, like going into bags, going into boxes, going out into the van of the people from the thrift store that came and picked it up. And then just being like, wow, that's 1,035 items that I don't have to manage anymore. What a relief. Just feeling that call to simplicity, to simplifying. I don't want to be a stuff manager anymore. I want to be able to live my life. I want to be able to run my business. I want to be able to homeschool my children. I want to be able to cook good meals. And I can't do that if I'm a stuff manager. And I was really down on myself about that. I was really struggling with the fact that a lot of those purchases were either fear, like fear-based, kind of, what if the end of the world comes? Well, I'm going to buy all this and have, whatever. And there's just so much that went into it, fear, but also just wanting to escape, reality for a little bit. And my favorite way to do that is to go to the thrift store and find good deals and get that dopamine hit. But as a result of that, now I'm at the place in my life where we're about to put an addition on our home, and I don't want all this stuff because I can't do my everyday things because, again, I'm just managing it. So today, 1,035 items left my home, but I feel like I could go and do another 1,035 items and still have too much stuff. And I was so down on myself. And then that quote came to mind. Where I am is not who I am. Where I am is constantly changing. Where I am is constantly growing. Where I am doesn't stay the same. But who I am as a daughter of the King, as a joint heir with Jesus, that doesn't change. That is eternal. So today, as I was getting all this stuff out, I was thinking about doing this, podcast, and I was thinking about just all the different things that I wanted to talk about and like the possibilities. And then I just kept coming back to this simple truth. Where we are is not who we are. And how does that apply to our business? Well, I think one of the biggest things for me personally that gets me messed up and gets me feeling just not confident or struggling with where I'm at or not enough is comparison. I look around and I'm like, well, she, let's use the house as an example. She has this beautiful minimalist house. Everything is beautiful and it goes blah, 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 blah. And I can just go on these long tangents. Whatever it is, we all do it. I think with social media, it makes it even harder to not compare to others. I think that all women just want to have a place where we can feel safe to be ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, the messy, just all of it. to be able to be vulnerable and to just see, I don't know, have other people see us and not judge us. And I think as Mary Kay Beauty Consultants, we have such a powerful ministry opportunity to do that for other women, to be that place for other women, but also to have that freedom to just be ourselves and to encourage one another on our team. You know, Hannah does such a beautiful job of just encouraging and building up, and she's building such a powerful group of like-minded women. And it's just so beautiful to see, and it's beautiful to be a part of. And I think that's something that I want us to take with us today. Where you are is not who you are. Maybe you want to grow in your business. Maybe you're feeling really run down, or like, man, I'm trying and it's just not working. What's going on? Where you are is not who you are. And there's always opportunity for growth. And I firmly believe in our business, if we focus on loving each and every person that comes into contact with us, that we either get to do a facial with or host a party for, these people are seeing us come in. And if they feel loved and seen, I truly believe that things like success will come. You know, the Bible talks about the two greatest commandments: love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Well, if we see how loved we are by God, and if we truly just cling to the idea that when Jesus looks at us, it is never with disdain, but only delight. Wow, what a confidence booster. It has changed my life. And because of that, I feel like I'm now able to pour into other people on a bigger scale, if that makes sense. Just being able, well, here's what it is. I know that I'm loved by the God of the universe. I know that I'm delighted in by the God of the universe. Because of that knowledge, I want other people to know that love and to just have that confidence that comes from knowing who we are in Jesus. And we get to sit in front of people and really have them be raw and vulnerable to us. Sometimes I feel like our job kind of secondary title is counselor or confidant, or, you know, it's just a really unique, beautiful thing, an opportunity that we all have to love others. And I don't know, just today, if you're struggling or comparing yourself, just stop. Where you are is not who you are. Focus on loving those that you come in contact with, and do the next right thing. You know, whatever you feel like it needs to be. Like for me, it was getting rid of 1,000 items, 1,035 actually. I'm very excited about that. That was my next right step. Well, now I'm like, okay, I just did it. Now what? You know, and I'm going to make plans, and I'm going to do stuff, and I'm going to figure out how my business works into my homeschooling, and how my business works into my social media work that I do, and how my business, like, but I don't have to do it all today. Today, I did the right thing, and now I get to just love those around me. So, to sum up, and I hope that you could just hear my heart in all of this kind of rambling. Where you are is not who you are. Stop comparing yourself to those around you. You are on your journey. God has you on this journey for a reason. You are not a mistake, and His hand is on you. Focus on loving those around you and just see what happens as we remain faithful in, you know, doing the next right thing. Just be encouraged today, and then go out and see if you can encourage someone else. I am so excited to see what God continues to do in these next few months for our unit, for our team, and for us as individuals. All right. that's my terrific Tuesday. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye.